anyone knows me well, it's my dad. And it's funny because we don't even live together, and he can totally tell what I'm thinking just by watching me drive. He's the type of person that'll just tell me what's on his mind. So if he thinks like I can't do it, he'll be like, you know what, your time's done, get out of it, move on to something different. He's really harsh with his words. I'm sure he sees something, he wants me to push further. And for myself too, like I started doing this, and you know, I know what I want. I want the championship, and I won't move on till I get it. This is my shop, Gushi Auto International. My dad started the shop a long time ago when I was like 8 years old or something. We moved locations, but this is essentially where I got my interest in cars, my love for cars. In fact, the first time I got behind the steering wheel was at my dad's old shop, inside the parking lot, driving a stick shift, doing a burnout and whatnot. So I still come here to work on my own cars, my own FRS, my beater Corolla.
Do you recognize him here?
Sometimes, you know, sometimes like, my dad's customers, kids will come around and be like, hey, you know, I'm a big fan. But they don't expect me to be working on cars, so it's kind of interesting to see their reaction when they're like, oh, I didn't know you work on your own cars. Like, they just think I'm a glamorous race car driver, but that's not the case. Oh yeah, my race car. There I am, the 3-inch vinyls. So he likes to collect this kind of stuff. He's a huge fan of Snap-on tools, so he'll get all that and kind of show his customers that.
Did you have all your dad's comments in here?
See, yeah, so this is the thing, like he's so into himself that he puts all his stuff up front. And here's where my helmet is. I'll show you where my helmet is. All the way back here, far from the customers, so they don't really ask about this one, but here's my helmet. All his stuff is in the front, my stuff is hidden back here in the far corner. You know, I used to drive his customers' cars in his parking lot in St. Gabriel, and now that we're here, you know, we have a new location East LA, but I drive for Scion and GReddy Performance. I mean, I never expected that back then. That's pretty mind-blowing to see that, you know, we're still here, we still have our shop, and I'm still driving, but I'm driving for a bigger scale corporation now. And, you know, companies that I used to look up to are now the ones that are hiring me to drive for them. I gotta say I'm lucky. Something has to change dynamically, whether it's like, oh, obviously for one thing, I have to perform better, but there's a lot more that goes into my performance than just going out there and driving. So whether it's the consistency of the performance of the car, or if it's like team communication, or if it's, you know, the communication between me and my spotter, Takeshi. Like I know I have a good team, so I'm confident with the team. I'm confident with the, you know, the equipment that they provide me, you know, with the FRS. But sometimes it's, you know, finding the confidence within yourself to push far enough to perform and do good in the competition. My dad sees it for sure. Like just watching me drive, he knows that I'm not confident in the car. He doesn't even have to see my face. He'll just see the way I'm driving. Like he'll call me like, "What are you doing, man? Like, come on, what's wrong with you? Like you know you can do it. Just have confidence in yourself." And just yesterday too, we were having this conversation. He was like, "You gotta be confident. You know the car can do it. You know you have a strong team. So just go out there and do it." I think it's the hardest to see when your teammate, your own Scion teammate, is doing good. You know, as much as I'm proud of his accomplishments, you know, Steph's accomplishments, and their whole race program. Like, come on, like I'm also a Scion Racing driver. Like, I want to be up there too. Like, I should be the one up there, you know, dosing myself in champagne and raising that trophy, but you know, here I am, still struggling to find that place of mine. So it's really hard. I think that's actually the hardest, is to see your teammate on the podium and watching your team members putting stuff away in the trailer and, you know, like packing up for the weekend early.
At first, I didn't really understand Steph, and he is just so different from any other car guy I know. He's driven by something else. It's taken me a while to get to know him, And now that we've become closer and closer, it's come to the point where we're good friends, and I've become even more impressed by what he's doing and his ways. You know, he's an extreme professional for what he does. He's just a big inspiration for me and someone that I respect a lot. So Sean and Aldo, or Shaldo, they're pretty tight knit. So it's just really good to see Sean and Aldo back together, because they just thrive off of each other. It's a happy family that sometimes looks like a mob squad. That's Papadakis Racing, essentially. I think part of my off-season routine is just developing a hunger to do well the next year. Because a season like this takes so much out of you, even though it's a dream come true and it's my life, you know? It still takes so much out of me. So I try and be conscious about doing different things. I try and stay away from cars. I mean, this winter I flew out to the Canary Islands with my fiance and my buddy from back home to try and not think of cars, and it took me 2 days before I was hunted down by this guy that had an awesome Supra, and we were cruising around Canary Islands drifting, you know? So it's really hard to get away from cars, even if it's just for a little bit, but I think it's necessary in order to get hungry for the next season. I was happy, you know, I was super stoked with our second place finish at Irvingdale. Mostly because it was fair judges' decision in the final. I mean, Daigo deserved to win. And at that moment, that was all I was thinking about. But, you know, after a couple weeks and into the winter, I was celebrating Christmas. I was like, damn, imagine if we beat Daigo in that final. Like, and then it kind of dawned on me like how close we actually were. I don't think there's ever been a closer finish in Formula Drift. You know, it came down to the last battle. So at that moment, I was happy with it, but at the same time, it definitely gave me a hunger to take it one extra step this year.